So, we are all here today. How are we going to help ourselves? That is the issue. How are we going to help these young people coming in to be integrated into this
Welcome to today's program on Lots with me, your presenter, Ibi. With us on the studio today is Ada Indries, social worker and public affairs analyst, to discuss issues affecting immigrants, asylum seekers and refugees as regards their permit of stays. Few weeks back, we were in some camps in Verona and their stories wasn't encouraging. Some were given 5 years, 6 months, 2 years, and some were left with nothing. And today we would love to hear from Ada Indries, the reason behind this. You're welcome to the studio, Ada Indries.
Hello, Meg. Thank you for your invitation. I'm very honored to be here today. And the things that we were going to talk about are very important. And I guess that the truth has to come out.
Thank you very much. As I said, we in some camps anyway, and their stories were not so encouraging. And we believe we're on the right track with you, to hear from you the reason why they are being denied of their permit of stay. And some were given 6 months, and they can't really do nothing with that. So we'd love to hear from you where they are missing it.
Okay. When refugees arrive in Italy, the first thing that it happens is that they are set in a camp in the whole state. When they arrive, the first document that it is done is called C3 modulo. Okay.
Modulo, yeah.
It's a document that we have to fill in with the first information that the person is giving us. So name, surname, place of birth, the countries that he traveled from, before arriving to Italy, a few details about his traveling.
Yeah.
Another important question in this document is what is your story? Why did you left your country? Most of the camps started to fill in this question by saying, I will say my story in commission. Because after 10 days you just got in Europe, it's impossible that you can remember very good your story, because all the suffering that
the
people
trauma they went through.
Yes, so it's impossible to say a clear story in 10 days.
So they give them time.
Yes, we just write this. Operators that work with refugees, with asylum seekers, we just write this phrase. So this is the first document. The system in Italy is very slow. After this person arrives in Italy, it takes at least 1 year to have the first commission.
1 year?
Yes, which is a lot.
A lot.
So when they arrive, they have this C3 modulo, and after a month and a half, they go in questura and they have their first permit of stay for everybody. And it's usually 6 months. Because they think that in this 6 months you will do your commission.
Of course.
But it never happens like this, because they are slow with all with questura, prefettura.
The process of document.
Yes, everything is slow. So in these 6 months actually nobody does the commission. So they can renew it for other maybe 3 months or 6 months.
But this you just said that in that 6 months they can't. But is it a law?
No.
It's not a law.
No.
Okay.
No. It should be like this, but
it's
not a law.
It's not working that way.
It's not a law. It's not a law. So with this first permit of stay, they can work. They can find a job. They can work. There's not a problem. So
with us after that 6 months.
No. With this, after 1 month they got here. With this first permit of stay, they can search for a job and they can work. So there's not a problem. Actually, also with the sleeve, the little ricevuta that sometimes maybe they give, because they don't give permesso, they just give ricevuta. Yes, they can work with that. The problem is so officially, legally, they can work with that.
Okay.
The person that has to hire them, which are usually Italians, they don't trust that. They are afraid. They say it's not enough. I need your permit of stay, or maybe I need your carta d'identità, your ID card. So that comes problems, okay? Because it's difficult for us to make understand to the people that don't know how this goes, that legally they are all right. This person can work with this document. So this is a problem that sometimes it comes out because these persons can't work easily. But we try to fix it. Usually we are available in talking with this datore di lavoro, with this person that want to hire the boys, so or the girls. So we try to
talk with
we talk
directore del lavoro based on trust.
Yes. We directly talk to them because when somebody finds a job, for us it's a big success. We are happy. So we try to do our best to help them to really go, and to go to do something. So if we have to speak with somebody, we will do it. So this is the first thing. So I was saying that usually they have to wait at least 1 year to prepare the commission, so to do this commission. When the date of commission comes, they go personally in front of commission, which is made of 5 persons.
Okay.
So from the Ministry of Interns, somebody from Questura, somebody from Prefectura, somebody from the UNHCR. Okay, so there are people representing different associations. Or yes. The person is alone in front of commission. There is a translator that helps the person to translate, because even if they speak Italian, maybe in 1 year they cannot speak perfectly good Italian to keep a good discussion. And
so they need a translator.
They need a translator also because they feel more secure, more safe in telling their story.
And the translator is from the government, or
yes, they don't know this translator. When we make this CITRE, the first CITRE document, we say which language they want to use during commission. So it can be English or French, but it can also be Wolof or other dialects that are a little bit more particular, but they also always provide the translator that the refugee seeker asks. So usually
so is their rights?
Yes. Okay. So this is like this for everybody. During the commission, it takes 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. They resume all the things that they already declared in the first CITRE document.
Of course.
And now is the time for them to tell the story.
They are okay now.
Yes. Yes. We help them during this waiting, trying to make them understand how important is this first commission. Because if in this first commission the person says the story in the right way, they have more chances to get immediately the documents. Because if not, I will explain after what's the process. We don't tell them what to say because everybody has their story. We cannot say what them to tell, but we can give them some support and some advices in what commission wants to know, because we read a lot of commissions. We know already what they want. We know what they ask.
What they want to hear from them.
It's very important to say the story very detailed, explaining very well the years and the time, the period that maybe you stay in one country. What did you do in that country? Who helped you passing through the different countries? Did you work? Did you study? About your family, sister, brother, mother, father, everything. And the most important, why did you left? So that has to be a good reason. A general reason is not enough. So just saying there is Boko Haram in Nigeria is not enough. Just saying there is oil extraction in Niger Delta is not enough, because we know that there is that problem. Your story has to be connected with that general problem. Why did you left? that your family had some problems because of that. Okay, explain. Most of the times, refugee seekers are not read. I don't know how to say it. Maybe they don't know how to really explain the story.
Their
It's not
stories.
easy to say a story. Maybe in their head they have all the sufferings, all the trauma, like you
The
said.
went through.
All, yes, but we don't know.
Of course.
So I always tell them, even if maybe for you it's not important, tell it, say it. You can talk for 4 hours if you want. They are there to listen to you.
Yeah.
You have your right to talk for however time you want. Just say everything.
It's your story.
Yes, it's your story. It's your life. You cannot say your life in half an hour or in 1 hour. If you need 4 hours, just speak.
Of course.
Because maybe, I repeat, maybe for you it's not important, but we are another culture.
Of course.
Maybe that little detail that for you is not important is the one that will say yes to your documents. So I always try to explain this to them. Don't say, no, I will not say it because it's not important. Say everything. This is the problem, why often they don't get the documents. Because the story is
the
not,
portrait is
is
not,
not
detailed
detailed enough. Yes.
It's not strong
Of
enough.
course, we can, of course, we know why people go away. We know there is a disaster, we know there is war, there is crimes, there
There's
are...
hunger.
Yes, okay, so there are a lot of reasons, and we know people have the right to run away from that. But you have to be very, very specific in telling your story. So some of them understand, some of them maybe had a level of studying that they know how to speak, they know how to interpret also the news maybe that they come from Africa. We also tell them, give us some proofs, give us some pictures maybe, or some newspaper articles, or anything that can prove your problem.
Your problem, the reason why you left.
Yes, I don't know, maybe some reports from police if you have political problems, if you have sexual problems, if you have any kind of problem, just give us proofs. It's difficult because if they travel the desert and the sea, how can you get with proofs here? With documents, with pictures, how can you bring it? It's almost impossible. But sometimes we are lucky and we have some this, yes. If not, operators we try to help them with Googling on the internet news, maybe in the period that they left their country, what was happening in the area they were living. So we are helping them preparing this commission. After this commission, there are two answers, yes and no.
No.
If it's yes, happy. We are
If
all
no,
happy.
life goes on.
So if it's yes, they can get 5 years or 2 years. Depends on which kind of international protection they get. There are three types of international protection. Humanitarian, which usually it's for health problems, or for very people that have that kind of problems. Subsidiaria protection, which I don't know how to translate in any language,
okay.
and international, which is 5 years. No, subsidiaria is 5 years, and humanitarian is 2 years.
2 years.
So if it's yes from commission, these are the answer, these are the options, and in that moment when we get the answer from commission, the person has to leave the camp in 24-48 hours maximum. So this can also be a problem because most of them, they don't have where to go. Where do you go? Maybe in 1 year, in 2 years, how can you make such a good connection in the city where you are to afford to go in? Where do you go? Language problem and money, because if you don't have a job,
money, how do you live?
How do you live? So this is a big issue. So maybe we are all happy for this piece of paper, no, for this document. Everybody wants this document.
Of course.
When you have it, you have other 1,000 problems because you don't have a job, you don't have a house, you don't know the language maybe, or maybe you just know it a little bit. So also
and 2 years is just at the door.
Yes, it's small time. I don't know. Usually in this time, most of the boys I met in my camp are making connections with the church, so with the local religious associations. So maybe there they can find somebody that can help them, but most of them usually leave the camp without problems. If somebody has problems, maybe we can help them somehow, but legally we cannot keep them in the camp. So
they just have to leave.
they just have to leave, yes. So let's say this is the bad part of getting the document. On the other part, if there is negative from first commission, here starts a big mess, because they have to make appeal again. This time they will go in Venice court. The lawyer that they have to pay it. So maybe
it's no Notary-Camp lawyer.
No, the first lawyer, the first for commission, usually camps should provide this legal assistance. So not all of them, okay, but most of them pay the lawyer for this first commission. So the person don't need to pay. For the second one, they have to pay a lot of money, because a lawyer, as you know, they're not cheap. So maybe
that's the problem. I really discuss with them, because you see, they are not working, no document. How do they raise money? That's another problem. Life is pretty difficult for them.
Yes.
Their story was not too okay, and some were left with nothing. Could it be as a result of their story, or maybe their behavior in the camp? Because
yes.
I believe some have good stories, but maybe I think there's something they call comportamento.
Yes.
It's affecting some.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. If there are
the comportment
problems, for sure the camp will send a communication to Prefectura, and yes, maybe he has something to pay about this bad behavior, if they're having a bad behavior. I can understand, and I'm trying to tell to everybody that living in a camp, it's not easy. So I can understand that sometimes you just want to kill everybody, or to
just flee, or
just to explode, because it's not easy to sleep with other 30 person in the same maybe big room with just 3 or 4 showers that everybody has to use the same toilet. Okay, it's clean, or they try their best to keep it clean, but
it's for some.
they're men. They're all men together. Imagine 40 men in the same dormitory. It's difficult.
For some time. I know it's difficult.
So I understand that sometimes maybe they just want to escape and explode, and just to make a little bit of mess. It's
they
normal.
make mistake.
Yes, they make mistake, because maybe who is there in that moment, or who is listening to them, they don't understand. Because we are operators, I just go there 8 hours in a day, 10 hours, but then I go home in my hot bed, everything is perfect, no?
Perfect.
So, and they just stay there. So it's very difficult, the job I'm making, because not me, everybody that works in this area, because you really need to empathize a lot with human beings. It doesn't matter if it's white or black, or women or men, or child. You just have to really understand. And I think part of my job is also to read a lot, to inform myself about the situations, to know where they come from, and so I can understand better. Maybe sometimes just eye contact is enough. You don't need to tell me anything. I already know.
No, what's your
So yes, maybe just a hug or a handshake. It's enough.
It's
just
enough.
That person, maybe he will be happy for 3 days, because I gave him some human feelings. So this is not everybody is doing that. Because not everybody maybe is that open. To maybe operators just need this for a job, or they just are doing this because it's the moment of their lives. But you have to also, in this kind of area, you have to step
It takes a great heart.
Yes. So like this is a little personal.
It's interesting. We've heard from Mother Indries. We're going on a short break now, and after the break, we'll commence again. if they go for the second commission, or as a result of their story anyway, is there any possibility? Because they have to spend money this time around.
Yes, there are a lot of possibilities.
That they will get
They will get a positive answer after the second
commission.
appeal, let's say. But also, the problem is the same. I mean, if they got negative from first commission,
yeah.
it means that maybe they didn't tell very good their story. So they have to say it better that second time. With the help of the lawyer also.
You know, as a lawyer, I'm a little bit close to these people. They don't like one telling their lies. You understand? So maybe the second time they now don't paint the story, don't you think it will affect them? Or it doesn't?
If they paint the story, what does it mean? If maybe
that's to maybe giving the story on a different version now.
Yes, they shouldn't change. They cannot say maybe the first time they say I left because of war, and second time I left because of politics. No, you cannot change.
I know what I know.
You still have to say your story, maybe providing more proofs or being more detailed, more specific. Yes. Also, a very important thing in a positive answer is having a job. Providing proofs or certificates of Italian language that you're studying, so from school, from volunteer activities, from any kind of integration activity, because a commission, it will be more difficult for a commission to say no to a person that is trying his best to get integrated in the Italian society. Maybe if after 2 years they get in front of the second commission and they are the same level as the first commission, they will say, what do you want here? So
that's a problem.
Yes, that's a problem. These are the things that they provide more at the second commission. Italian language, okay, so certificates from the school that they are going. They have the obligation to go to school. So there's a new law from Prefettura that says that even if they miss one lesson, they risk to get cancelled from the program. Yes, so it's very important to go to school. And that's why they made it obligatory. Yes,
you just have to be there.
They made it like this.
So the school is obligatory. They just have to be there.
Yes.
Unlike before.
The school is very important. Also volunteering activities. So maybe if the camp where they live, they're organizing lessons, private lessons about any kind of argument, just be there. If they're organizing maybe cleaning the gardens of the city, or maybe if the camp is in the mountain, they usually clean the snow, they help the city to get clean. Even other kind of activities like
to participate.
Yes, just be there, because yes, because at the end of this big struggling, you will get something. And also a job. If you are lucky enough to find a job, take your contract to commission, show that you work. Maybe also if your contract expired, even if you just work for 3 months, 5 months, it doesn't matter. You did it. You did something. Show it. Okay. These are like the second step.
As regards their pocket money, as you said, some camps they are giving 75 euros. Some complain that they are being given 30. Some cigarettes. In your camp, is it the same? You break the money, you give them cigarettes, or you give them in full?
No, so it's impossible to give cigarettes or any kind of product or...
That's in your camp?
No.
You are talking of your camp?
No, in my camp we are giving the money that the person has to get. If he wants to buy cigarettes, he buys cigarettes. If he wants to buy clothes, he buys whatever he wants. But it's not legal to give something else instead of money. So the person has to get his money for the days of presence that he made. So if he has 30 days of presence, €2.50 per day.
75 euro.
75 euro is his money he has to get for pocket money. He decides what he does with his money. Maybe he needs to pay the lawyer, he needs to send them to Africa, he needs to buy cigarettes or whatever. We don't care what they do with the money. They have the right to receive that amount of money and they do whatever they want. We cannot absolutely give something else.
But for those that I visited some camps, as I earlier said, that are being given cigarettes or the money not in full, where are they supposed to cry to?
To cry to, yes. I guess Prefectura is the easiest way, because Prefectura is sending the money to the camps.
On regular basis?
Yes, yes. So every camp has a different tabella, tabel, okay, with the presence of the refugee seekers in the camp, and the day they were giving the money and everything. It's everything registered. It's impossible to not find the right way. So Prefectura knows how many boys are in the camp, if they are present, if they are not
present.
Okay, when the date of pocket money comes, everybody knows which amount of money the person has to get. If he doesn't get that, he can go to Prefectura and complain. The easiest way would be talk with the operator first, because maybe if you go to Prefectura, nobody will listen to you.
Yeah, because
it's difficult to get in Prefectura as a singular person, okay? Even for us it's difficult as we represent, let's say, an institution, so it's even more difficult if you don't speak the language. They don't even look at you.
Of course.
They just send you away. Yes, it's Prefectura is like a big wall. It's impossible to get through. So, but there's the right place to go. So the first step would be talk with your operator and try to understand why are like this.
Okay.
Because if operators know about this and they have a conscience, they could not sleep at night thinking about the people couldn't get his money and they are giving cigarettes. That's not legal. So the camp is not legal. And Prefectura needs to know about that. If the operator is not helping, just then go and speak to whoever you can, Questura, Prefectura, somebody from the legal administration that will listen to you.
We've heard from Ada Idris. That's all we can take on the Lotshow Voice of Tomorrow today. A special thanks to our guest for honoring invitation.
Thank you very much.
To our viewers at home, our audience will say thank you, and of course our sponsors will say thank you. See you same time next week for another wonderful and interesting episode on this program. Bye for now.